What's going on, beautiful people? I am the Grandmaster, and I also go by D-Ray, bringing you guys episode number 3. That's right, number 3. We're keeping this going. So the commitment is coming through, and we are joined by none other than the legendary DyeItTight.
Oh.
Go ahead and say hi, my man.
Well, it's your boy DyeItTight here.
Guys, I'm super excited to have him on. For those who don't know, him and I actually go pretty far back. He is the main man who got me into basically the draft league scene. When I wanted to commit to draft league, I got pulled on by this guy named Jason DyeItTight to the APA Academy. So from then on, it's been history. So for that, I'm eternally grateful, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. Always.
So today is basically a day for us to be able to get down to who Jason is, who he is as a person, who he is as a content creator. So you guys get to know him a little bit more. So you guys will see him battling, you'll see him do his thing, but who really is Jason as a person? So with that being said, please, if you guys are new here, do me a massive favor. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, hit the like button if you guys are excited for the series, The Grandmaster Table, and our very special guest, Mr. Jason DyeItTight. And with all that out the way, let's just get right on into it. My first question, my man, who are you? Who is Jason DyeItTight as a content creator? Give me 3 things that people may not know about you that describe you the best.
Oh, 3 things that describe me. As a content creator, honestly, it would be lazy. Probably hopeful. And honestly, I can explain a little bit more, but practice. As a content creator, when I started doing YouTube, I started out as a Minecraft YouTuber. I was doing various Minecraft things, and I really dove into it. But as I matured as a person, I started using YouTube as a platform in order to be able to be comfortable being who I am as a person. And it actually is something that, because of doing YouTube I've been doing it for close to 5 years, I think. I actually now know that I like doing stuff that people enjoy, but not over the internet. It actually made me love trying to do stand-up at local places.
That's awesome. So it definitely pulled you out of shell, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's great, man. I actually didn't know that. That's cool. So guys, the man has got some stand-up comedy material. So if you guys are around him, to get those punchlines for you.
Absolutely.
So how long have you been doing this, man? How long have you been a content creator?
I think I've been doing it since, I think I started originally in 2014. I've never actually dedicated a bunch of time to it. It was always, I did Minecraft series here and there. And then when I did Pokemon, it was just Draft League. I try to do series, but it was more just to try to feel comfortable with being, I was going through an awkward phase in my life where I spent most of my time on my computer, so I didn't, go to parties or anything in high school. So it was my way of being IRL interaction, and I think I actually am a better person because of it.
That's awesome, and that's great to hear. For those who don't know, or for those who aren't aware of Minecraft, what exactly is Minecraft?
So Minecraft is a sandbox game, the OG game, where pretty much your creativity is endless. What I did was something called UHC, which is ultra hardcore, which is like kind of like Hunger Games, but in a lot harder of a sense. So I would pretty much spend a 4-hour session recording 20-minute episodes at a time, and I played till I died or I won. So I would spend one day recording for 4 hours and then upload it throughout. Like, I would upload it weekly. So
that's crazy. I think we were looking through statistics when my wife and I wanted to get into vlogging. Before I decided to do the Pokemon content, we were just curious to see if it was going to be worth it and who was like the top grossing YouTuber on the platform. And I guess in the top 5, I believe in 2018, the number 1 YouTuber in terms of making an income, the top grossing YouTuber was a Minecraft player. So that's pretty intense. That's awesome that you got your start there too, man. That's pretty cool. So when did you get into Pokemon? What phase of the franchise did you first step in?
So I've been playing Pokemon my entire life. I my oldest memory was Leaf Green and Emerald. All right, Leaf Green, Fire Red, and Emerald, and I played through all the games so many times, but could never beat the Elite Four. I would always get to the Elite Four, not understand how to grind or how to really play, and then I would reset the game and play until Gen 4 came around. So I'm 20, he's 26, 27. So when Gen 4 came out, I was probably 10, so he was probably 17. So he taught me how to play, but I understood how to grind, so I only grinded my starter.
Yeah.
So I would have a level 70 Infernape, and if it ever died, I would send in my level 30 Nextmon and sack it to heal up Infernape and just try to win with Infernape. It was pretty much a solo run. That's how I played the game, and I actually beat games. So then I actually dropped off during Gen 5. That's why I've been trying to be a little bit more considered to Gen 5, because that's the game that made me stop playing. Nothing to do with Gen 5 itself. It was the point I was at in my life that I just stopped playing Gen 5. Or 3 times maybe. And then Kalos, I saw the game, I think on my birthday, and I was like, I want to try this game. I grew a love for it, and then someone in the Minecraft community was playing Draft League, and I was like, I think I want to do this. So I stepped in, I think at the start of Sun and Moon, and it's been history ever since.
That's impressive. You know, for those who don't know, for those who haven't seen him play as a Draft League player, this man knows his stuff. He's a threat, that's for sure. You have to prep extra hard whenever you play DyeItTight. The man's a legend. So the fact that you came in so late, that's pretty impressive, man.
Yeah.
And who would have thought that Minecraft would be leading you not only to helping you out that period in your life to actually bringing you into what you do now? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. I am eternally thankful for. I used to be ashamed of like being nerdy or whatever, and I own up to it because it truly has gotten me everywhere. Everywhere I've been today. I don't know where I would be without Minecraft, without Pokemon. I don't know.
And with that, that's a huge message for everyone who's listening. If you're hopping in and you're watching this because I linked this up on Facebook, on Twitter, or anything like that, and if you haven't seen any of my content, if you don't know what Pokemon is, or if you just know Pikachu, and if you're coming in to listen to a podcast, guys, it really needs to come through your skull that you need to be who you are, embrace who you are, embrace what you love to do, and just do it. It doesn't matter what people think about you. It doesn't matter what everyone's gonna say. If you like it, just do it, because you never know what it could do for your life, how things can change. Because Jason here is a big example of that. So for that, I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely.
So what do you love most about Pokemon? Let's say this. What is your favorite Pokemon of all time, from the beginning when you first stepped in during Fire Red, Emerald, all that fun stuff, to today? What's your number one favorite Pokemon? And this question is probably the hardest you can ask any Poketuber, any Pokemon, any person that loves Pokemon in general. And this isn't going to be something that's what's your favorite competitive wise. It's not what your favorite aesthetic. If someone can create a Pokemon in real life and give it to you just as a pet, as to be around, to do what it is to do, what Pokemon is that?
So my top 2 favorite Pokemon are, if you can see my icon, it's Toxtricity and Rockruff. But I think, to answer your question, I think it would be Apom. It was the first memory I had. I remember growing up, I played a lot of Pokemon, and so my parents would get me gifts and stuff. Like I used to be really into Legos, so they would give me Legos and stuff. But I remember one day my dad used to work a lot when I was a kid. He works from home now, but when I was younger, he used to go into the office every morning. Would see him when I got home from school. So I used to be very I would have bad anxiety at night. You know, if I had a bad dream, I would climb into my parents' bed, and my dad would hold my ankle to make sure everything was okay. So my dad used to also, when I was younger, I had all my toys in my room. So when I was younger, my dad would set up toys every time he checked on me, because I wanted to make sure he made sure to come in when I was sleeping to make sure everything was all right. And I remember one morning, he forgot to do it, so I was heartbroken as a kid. But I came home and he gave me an APOM plushie. And I've loved APOM ever since, because it's always been that sense of my dad is always there for me. So every time I see APOM, no matter what light it's in, I always smile, because it's always like my dad is there with me.
That is probably the best story for a Pokemon favorite. Is that's phenomenal, dude. That's so good. No, that's awesome, because for those who I think they're older, I can speak for myself that I'm 28 years old. I play Pokemon because it's an enjoyment for myself, again, because I don't really care what people think. I think it's an amazing franchise and it's an amazing game. But when you've been around it for so long, when you've been around it your entire life, and you see all these Pokemon day to day and you play with them, etc., 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 you always have a connection to anything in life, especially in Pokemon. And whenever you can find that tie on something, and it doesn't necessarily have to be specifically about Pokemon, but as soon as you find that memento that just triggers that memory, it just means so much more to you. And every time I see APOM, I'm going to think of you. That's pretty cool. That's an awesome story.
Yeah, it's just something, you know, it was just one of those things that it was just, I don't know. It was just
no, man, that's
those things that I had with me. APOM's always been like, that's why it took forever. APOM was always number one, and then Rockruff slowly took over.
Yeah. This we should go. I should see APOM first overall drafted in each draft league from now on.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, we kind of talked about it a little bit offline when we didn't hit the record button. But what do you do now for a living, man? I know for those who are watching this or listening to this podcast that know who you are or talk to us within the community have been wondering, so what do you do for a living now?
So right now I go to college full time. So I finally got a job during school. Usually, so since I turned 16, so I'm 20 now. So it's been for the past 4 years, almost 5 years since I'm turning 20 soon. I've been working at the bank my summers, because I want to go into the field of business. So I got into when I turned 16, so I think that's like my junior year, sophomore year. So I've been working there during summers. So during college, I didn't work. I swam. I was a Division II swimmer. My freshman year, decided to step down after freshman year. So I finally got a job during the school year, which is now I'm a residential advisor. So if people have issues, problems, just small stuff, I'm there to step in. It gives me free room, and so I have my own room. I have a king size bed. I have my own shower, bathroom. So I do that daily. I do that on a day to day with going to school.
Wow, so your plate is full, 100%, huh? Jason, I don't know if you can hear me for a second. Give me one moment. Let me see if I can increase the connection. Guys, just stand by just one moment. Give me 1 sec. Let's see if I can do something to make the connection, because you cut in and out a little bit. Give me 1 sec, and we're going to see if we can get Jason back without any cutoffs. Okay, so that should be fine. Hey, Jason, you there? Hey. Hey, you there? Okay, perfect. I made a little changes. Maybe that'll come, because you're cutting out a little bit, but we still got everything that you said, just to make everything stronger. But now we're back. But yeah, man, your plate is full. So you are with your full-time job, you're a full-time student, and you're in this community. So kudos to you. That's insane. What are you studying for? What exactly in specifics to business do you want to get into?
Marketing.
Marketing.
I have found myself often being really good at speaking to people. It's just been something that I've been good at since honestly I started doing YouTube. Been really good at speaking to people. I've been always a people's person, so I think that I can, sell stuff to people and be able to uh, know what people want and sell products based on that.
And yes, this man is a people's person. If you have right now, it's really late for him. It's 8 p.m. my time. It's 10 p.m. his time, and it's been a long day. 11:30. There you go. 11:30 because it's Eastern time. That's right. So
Yes,
if you see him or you talk to this man during the day, he is a firecracker. we expect full energy from him 100% of the time. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
So what do you think about Generation 8 so far? What's your first impression of dipping in? I think it's been, if we got this released to us in November, we probably 3 months in. What's your first impression of the meta so far?
Of the meta or Gen 8 itself?
Let's make it a 2-parter. Let's talk about the meta as a competitive aspect, and then let's go into the aesthetics and what you think about it as a fan.
So as a meta, this is like super cool. I'm super interested in using the mods. I haven't tried Gigantamax Captain yet. I think I'll enjoy that. But I'm super excited seeing like new mods get use. I think that after the second DLC of Pokemon, we'll probably have our best. Maybe home. Maybe probably after home, we'll probably have our best meta we've had in a while. Because then when they add the Lando and stuff, might get a little unhealthy, but I think after home we might have our best meta we've ever had in a Pokemon game.
Yeah, that's the discussion right now. That's the big. So for us who are in the competitive scene, so those who haven't seen, the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra will be released in 2 different parts as a DLC for the Nintendo Switch for Pokemon Sword and Shield, and thus, like he said, is going to bring us about 200 new Pokemon, most of them being legendary, but the others will be very meta defining, one being said Landorus Therian and his incarnate form, whom has played our metas in the past. So it really depends on if you're a fan or not, but I think that it's going to be pretty good, like he said. But home is going to give us that big old variety of movesets. And with that being said, I'm curious about what you said. I know that you mentioned that you're interested in you're excited to have a Dynamax Captain in Draft League, but as a mechanic overall, do you think that it's really that highlighted? Do you think that it's going to be better than what we've had in the past? Better than Megas? Better than Z moves?
Yeah, I think that it's going to be obviously with some Megas were super broken. You had like Rayquaza, you had Kangaskhan with Seismic Toss, you had certain Megas that just were absolutely busted. I think Dynamax is just insanely good. Z moves were pretty busted, but like, you just had to click protect that one time and it was over. You just had to make that one good switch in. But it's just I never expected something to be this good. Again, it takes a tier 5 Pokemon and it makes it be able to just win a game, which is just the craziest thing to me.
It's true. It's like he said, it's so balanced now. Everything, there's Pokemon that never really got the spotlight in the past and now definitely are stepping right into that spotlight. And you're featuring Pokemon that you would have never before, and it for sure has balanced things out. So like you said, I do agree 100%. I think that this mechanic is probably one of the best that we've seen, given to contrary belief or to opinion. You heard it here first. Grandmaster D-Ray and DyeItTight 100% in on Dynamax. Awesome, man. So with all that being said, is there anything that that you would like to say to the audience that may not know about you? Or let's rephrase that to this. Let's say this. What can people expect from you when they click on your YouTube channel?
Definitely to be I think people should expect me to not really think before I speak. I kind of just people who know me, I just kind of speak and then I'll think about what I say afterwards. Don't expect me to hold back what I'm thinking. Same with if you DM with me, if you haven't called with me, don't expect me to really step down from what I'm thinking. I'll say it. And I guess sometimes I get mad, so expect me to get mad every once in a while. in my videos.
So what you get from DyeItTight is the most raw, unfiltered content that you will have on the platform. So if you're ready to get a laugh and you're ready to find someone real, definitely hit him up. I'll definitely link his YouTube channel down in the description below, as well as all of his other platforms that you can reach out to him. But that's my man Jason. So thank you so much, my man, for coming on to the podcast.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Hey, so with that being said, guys, we appreciate you guys so much for listening into this episode. We will definitely be back next week with a new guest. I appreciate my man Jason for coming on. We're gonna get the heck up out of here. Have a great rest of your day, and above all else, be nice. Peace.